Alrighty now. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Happy Monday. So, alright. This is clicking the button to go live on Instagram. Alright. We're going. Howdy. We are now on Instagram. I don't know, is music playing on IG? I think it should be, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, let's see. Trying to just configure all my screens. So, multi-streaming. Yo, what up? Okay, no music on IG. That's kind of crappy, but how's it going, Brad? What's up, homie? I added the last time you were on. I don't know if you were on. I didn't see you in the thing. Okay, not sure if I read the chat. I read the chat. I couldn't read the chat last time because I thought that the stupid Streamlab thing would show me all of the chat, but I have to keep clicking on different windows to check Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Anyway, but yeah, look, man, I'll show you. Now I have to switch applications. There is a Hundo Cup and a skee ball. Your suggestion made it in to the frenzy, the big demonic thing. So I realized you had popped out, but by the time I finally saw chat in Instagram, and I was like, but it got in there. It got in there, and then even on the okay, it got cut off on the teaser image, but sorry, but that's gonna be the actual card. We'll have once it gets printed. Will be, there's a little Hundo Cup and the skee ball in there for, to represent the Monstars free-ski ball skis in something champions. I don't know when we won. That was a long time ago. But anyway, how you doing, man? How's life? How's life treating you? Being that I realize it's I haven't seen you, we haven't seen each other in person for 5 years, which is crazy considering how often we used to see each other, dude. Every Tuesday for also 5 years, and then it's been quite a while. Yo, what up, Wolfsbane? How's it going? Good to see you on Twitch, my friend. How are you doing? This is so wild. I'm talking to different people and different, I don't know, platforms and all. At the end of the day, just trying to make some weird ass brain jar art. Yo, what up, Abe? How you doing, homie? Instagram. You would be surprised how difficult it is to get something as simple as live streaming on multiple platforms figured out. I don't know if it's that surprising, but for I'm just I just want to click buttons and have everything integrate, but because they're all 10 million different services, and some things want you to be able to stream from your computer and other places don't want you to be able to stream from your computer, and then you have to pay for some, and it's just a big fucking crazy mess. But everybody talk at once on all different platforms drive it crazy. That's fine too. Wolfsbane, can't complain. Yeah, things have been good. I've been very unproductive this week and a half. I mean, New Year's, Christmas. I know a lot of people are just I take that time off, but I've been at least partially self-employed for pretty much my entirety of my adult life, and so I don't I've never had a paid vacation in my life. Yeah, I don't know. You when you're like me, you just kind of you get used to working on the holidays, or I take Christmas off, and then Christmas night I'm working on something, and so this year has been a little bit more chill, and and I actually took a little bit more time. I was still working, but more chill, which is good. So, $1 million idea. I know. Well, see, the thing is that like part of it is that like I get why. Like it's that tons of stream software, like they like keep updating how to stream. Like, so some things don't change and other things change like every week. Like literally the TikTok app, like I used to know where to find buttons, and then I went on today and that I took like 2 weeks off and I can't find anything, and I'm like, all right, that's cool, I guess. And I don't know, it's wild. It's wild, everybody. But what mic am I using? I am using a blue, like an ice. What is it? Snowball Ice. It's a Blue Yeti mic. I find that I like this one because it's like it's not like a professional quote unquote mic, but it's better than using like my like webcam mic or anything like that. So I still get decent sound quality. But also it doesn't like pick up pin dropping or I don't know, other things. Wolfsbane drew very little. That's cool. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. I'm glad you're still doing it, and yeah, I'm glad you got to take it easy too. All right. Okay, so this is the big question, everybody. How am I decorating this brain jar thing? I don't want to do. This is still my sketch layer. Just to get the ellipses easier or closer to like perfect, I use the ellipse tool. But I kind of want like, should I have like religious icon? By religious, I mean like my cult religious iconography, slimy goo. It's definitely going to be filled with slimy goo. I have an enamel pin design that's very similar to this, and it's kind of based on the brain canisters from H.P. Lovecraft's the fungus from Yuggoth, fungi from Yuggoth. But yeah, I guess I'll have like demonic sigils, because it's like they're worshiping something kind of creepy and weird, but like I don't know what. Yeah, I guess I could use the sigils that I have kind of pre-established, or if like I don't know, maybe we'll just do. Does it make sense to have sigils kind of if this is like okay, so if this is like a weird alternate religion that's like worshiping a demon god that like is using this as its main idol that it worships, do we think that it needs to be like, if this is a modern day cult, guys, are we going to be, and gals and everyone in between, are there going to be like is it going to glow? Yeah, I can make it kind of glow. Like there'll definitely be, they put LED lights in the bottom, but do we think this is like a modern stainless steel canister, or do we think this is like a stone canister that's been like the outside and the inside is all modern and bubbly and like keeps this brain, kind of alive, I guess. What do you think? Yeah, and can we make we can make it glow. I think it'll have some sort of glowing effect. There's at least going to be lighting from below on the brain at the very least. I don't know. Any ideas? Stone? Because stone, it'd be kind of cool. You have like obsidian. Ooh, just like black stone. That's a really cool idea. Bioorganic container. Yeah, it's a brain jar that like cultists that love the madness demonot. So I have this whole card game I'm building, and there's gonna be there's like 7 different attributes to the different demons that they have. So there's like madness and darkness and rot and blood and pain and bone and flesh and blood. I don't know. There's 7 of them. Yeah. Metal reminds me of aliens. I get that. Being a little rusty and nasty. Yeah. That could be kind of cool. Like keep it like maybe make it like an OG brain canister that they've like found and they're like worshiping. Like I really want there to be story behind the design choices. Ooh, remains of previous specimens that were deemed trash, so they get repurposed into crafting materials. That's kind of cool. I like, you know me. I love a good story, but I'm kind of into the rusty metal kind of look. Like it's like it is a metal container, but maybe it's been yeah, maybe it's ellipsis, man. Ellipses are hard. But yeah, maybe it's been like reclaimed, maybe there's like a dent in it kind of. It's not like perfectly uniform, which will be good because if I ink this by hand and I don't use any like tools to make perfectly round like geometry. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I've practiced drawing a lot of spheres or like ovals in my life, and I am still very far from perfect on drawing ovals. So yeah, maybe there's some dents. Maybe I'll do like a little, there's like a handle that's all kind of like beat up. I can't see because I'm drawing over black with a black pen. But yeah, like we could have like some dents. I like the idea of there being like a layer of rust and maybe grime on the actual thing, and they've like tried to clean it up a little bit, but they're still ooh, weird. That was weird. Did my mic die or something? Am I still going? No, I'm still okay. I'm still talking. Wait, why is Streamlabs? Is it not playing music on Twitch? What's going on? What's going on? Why? No? Fucking. Looking forward to the update soon. Thanks, Abe. Peace out. Where? Oh, now playing. It's like nothing. Okay, so the silent depths of your mind, Wolfsbane. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Okay. Streamlabs, if you want some nice feedback, just make the music that I select freaking play every time. Like, I'm not... Oh, why are you like this? Why is it like this, anyone? Does anyone know why it's like this? Just like play the music that I already have. I hate you. This drives me crazy. Drives me insane, folks. Why? Okay. No. Why won't you play something? Open app settings. Just play the same thing every time. This is so... Okay, I have to say that, like, feels so not as easy as getting set up on OBS, but that's fine. Okay, cool. Suspenseful. Just play... How do I play this? Just play. Okay. Is something playing? Hopefully something's playing now. Anyway. Ugh. Bleh. Okay. I don't know. Let me know, Instagram, if it's playing there. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's paint. This is frustrating, fighting. I don't want to fight the crazy. Okay. I'm going to pick, maybe like, okay, I'm just going to cheat. So there's a part of me that, like, you know what? I really want to paint the brain like the perfect color. And by paint the brain the perfect color, I mean, like, just pick this kind of grayish purple, and then have it already factor in the fact that there's going to be like green light or green slime on top of it. That is what I wish I could do, and my brain, while dealing with music not playing and everything else, is not going to. Green slime, Anyway, let's go ahead and just get... Ooh, this is a good slime color. And I'm just gonna, I'm just filling it in, and then I can get it perfect and tweak it and change the color once, whoops. Once this is all in, I can make it transparent. There's all sorts of things you can do with layers, which is nice. In traditional painting, if you're doing alla prima, you can just sort of like glaze stuff in. What is... Still no music? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thanks, Wolfsbane. It should be going. Maybe... Is there anything going? I don't know. It should be playing something. It could be quiet music. Maybe it's quiet music. I don't know. I'm gonna... We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out someday. Let's do... I'm just gonna do a standard gray, and then I will add the rust to it. But I just want a gray out here. So just kind of block in the colors, and then we can get into the hard illustration. And I'll have to redo most of this. Sketch line needs to be very much down. Oh wait, oh hell, what am I doing? Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I'm still just filling in the colors for the major shapes, and then we'll get into the actual form and inking and crafting of the design a little bit later. But we've got this handle that I'll have up, and we can get the like the two different sides, because there's going to be the top. We're going to be able to see the top, which should be darkest, and then this side, which will be getting some reflected ambient light on it. And so that'll be lighter, that'll be darker. It's kind of working right now, but eventually I'll have to just turn off the sketch. This we will turn down so we can see a little bit of the brain color coming out. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully the music is somewhat there, maybe. Wolfbane, I don't know. Oh, and then we should... I'll actually have to eventually... I could do it this way. Put this gray sort of back behind... I just have to layer these correctly. Yo, what up, Hines? How's it going? How you doing? Happy New Year. All right. Yeah, so now we'll just relayer this so the brain is behind the gel and the gel is in front, and it looks, I don't know. It's all working. You can put your ear to the speakers. Okay. All right, Streamlab Musics. I don't know why you're not playing. Yeah, it totally does just like making my time harder here. Okay, it should be moving. I don't know why it's not coming out. Wild. I don't know. I wonder. I'm also wondering if I like blew someone's ear like earlobes out. If they. Okay. Well, hopefully it's playing now, or is at least audible. Anyway. Okay. Nope. I'm doing weird things on layers that I don't understand. Okay, so now we can get to the key line. So we've turned on the sketch. We can get a super dark line, and now it'll just be kind of inking this baby up. So part of me, I'm gonna actually purposely avoid like even this, I could just hold shift. Anytime you have like a straight vertical or something, it's actually really easy to make straight lines in Photoshop, or most kind of graphic drawing software. But I'm actually going to avoid it because, again, we want to kind of mimic something a little bit more used, a little bit more worn out. Like the idea that this is this like brain canister that's been around for like a really long time is actually like, I super love that idea. And so we'll kind of do that by the glass, though, because glass is not going to be banged up because this outer metal layer is banged up. We'll do that with the shift key to make those lines just very straight. And so I like that idea, is that like I'm thinking about I'm going to do this very lightly. And the reason I'm doing that line more transparently is because it should be more transparent, because there's a bunch of liquid that should partially obscure that line. And so, yeah, it's all banged up a little bit. And yeah. Is this a monster card or a variant? So this one, damn, crazy sound. Anyway, well, sorry everyone that there's no sound. Is this monster card or a variant? So in the game, there's going to be, there's like 4 types of cards. There's going to be cultist cards, which are the main source of, think of them like resources. They generate tribute. Because they're giving up their life savings to join your nefarious faction, and then there are gods, which are the monsters I've been doing, and those are what the cultists worship. And then there are idols, which are kind of the physical manifestation of the demonic entities that are being worshipped. And yeah, so yeah, that hopefully that kind of makes sense. Oh, and then there's like action cards, like spells, action cards, stuff like that. Yeah, so like this is going to be an idol, and the idol and the demon cards sort of, they mainly affect gameplay by like giving bonuses, or they like pump up the tribute. So like I said, there are those 7 different demonic kind of like attributes, like pain, blood, madness, darkness, like you keep hearing me talk about, which I'm trying to make reflect the color choices in each card. And the gods will like, what you're trying to do is that you have a shared deck of cards with your opponents or opponent, and it's a 2-player game. It could be up to 6, I think. That's tentatively what I'm saying right now. Is and what you're doing is you're trying to get the right cultists. So like you're trying to have like a blood god and a bunch of blood cultists, and whoever makes the most profitable cult kind of wins. And so the thing is, though, if you're like, oh, okay, you can also like discard. You have to discard cards, because you will probably have at most points too many cards that are playable. And so you also have to balance discarding, because there's other cards that allow you to pick cards out of the discard pile. So you're like, oh, I see that my opponent is building a like madness deck, and I have a madness cultist, but if I discard it just not thinking, they're going to be able to pick that up and gain tons of points. And so a lot of the strategy of the game is about like when to discard, how are you discarding, and then of course there is the luck factor of do you get the better draw too. So it's some luck. It's also strategy though. So I like my games to have some kind of dumb luck, but also be, mostly strategy. But I gotta say, there's something like I play the Pokemon card game on my phone, and there's something about like being like, I think I'm probably gonna lose, but if I somehow flip 4 out of 8 heads, I'll win. And then you do, and you're like, I came back somehow. That was stupid dumb luck, but it feels kind of fun. Or equally, if my opponent doesn't flip any heads out of 6 heads, I will win the next turn. And then it happens and you're like, I lucked out. So there's a little bit of like, I definitely like thoughtful gameplay. And there's also like the coin flip part, So a little bit of both. Cool. Oh wait, what else? Sorry, I need to also just do a, nope. Cool. Just need to make a grounding plane. Because like all of these are idols that are like in theory like sitting on a table. Cool. I'm glad you think it's a cool idea. Pokemon, yes. Yeah, I haven't played. I played when I was in like high school, so which was 3 decades ago, 2.5 decades ago. And I haven't played since, but someone showed me there's like you can play it for free. You totally don't have to actually spend money, which is awesome. And they have the phone game version of Pokemon. It's actually super fun to like open packs. So they made it actually like very fun. I'm gonna make it just imply that this is welded on here, and then because there needs to be some sort of connection point. And then, okay, cool. We can start. I guess I'll do the little bubbles in. 15. Yeah, it's high school's been a while. College has been a while. And I went to college twice. Age is kind of funny that way. So the reason why when I'm doing bubbles, I'm kind of like redrawing this back line is because of distortion. So bubbles distort light because they're air pockets, and whenever you have light that goes in and out of a various substances or phases, right, from like air through a liquid back to air to liquid, you get distortion because they're kind of in different planes. So it's just something that you want to keep in mind if you're doing like glass jars. I'm doing like obviously a really kind of, this style is like very comic and like sketchy and kind of rough, but like you still want to keep like, if you understand what a lot of these different kind of tools of traditional drawing are, it's not bad to like keep it going, even if the style isn't the same, right? Like if this is not like I'm not hyper rendering this brain in the way that I would if I was like fully digital, like fully painting it, or this, I am painting it, this is just like a different style, but you know, things to think about. Anyway, but yeah, you definitely don't realize how long you've not been in school until you talk about it. Okay, so I'm just trying to fill in areas that I'm gonna likely paint. Okay, I need Yeah, we'll erase that. Nope, wrong layer. Put a little bit of gray there. Gray at bottom. Okay, cool. Now I can start painting. And I am going to have to add a glow to this because the background will eventually be a gray. I'm not doing that yet because of the gray needs to be... Well, I'm going to have gray from this. So I need slightly different gray. Like, this is the rotting pustule I did the last time. And, yeah. Same gray. Wait, why? I can't read this. The bottom of the brain's really creepy. Cool. Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's because like that's like the nerve stem, right? It's the brain stem that's like, imagine it being, you gotta kind of crack the spinal cord open and pull it out if you, or yank up. You know, it's definitely gross. So we can start adding layers. I'm going to do a new layer for this. And then I'm going to... Yeah, when it rips out, it has all the danglies. Create a clipping mask to the brain. And so I am going to render this brain out now. I can turn off my sketch. Okay, we're going to have... Let's see. So I'm going to do, as per kind of the suggestion, we'll do lighting from below. So it's kind of a reverse lighting scheme than usual. And I'm actually going to add, I don't know, we're going to make this brainstem like dark and meaty kind of looking. Cerebellum is going to be a little bit, do like, kind of this weird different color. Then I'll get a light color and just hit the bottom. Yeah, and so now I'm going to go back in and hit some lights on the bottom of some of these like forms. And I'm going to push it a little bit brighter. Because these are the areas that are going to be most affected by light, so we want to almost sort of like wash some of these out. And like, you're like, oh, I'm kind of like going pretty high with some of these highlights. But what that is because the light light's coming from below and it's actually bouncing off all of the liquid and diffusing it. So, like, it's not going to be as stark as we might kind of think it is, if that makes sense. We can actually make this a hard light, I think, is what I wanted to do. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Oh, and I missed. Thanks, Rose, on Instagram. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by for a little bit. Brain in a jar. All right. Nope. Wrong layer. Wrong layer. Add a layer to this, make it a clipping mask, and now we can add a little, that's too saturated. We'll add some rust, just kind of loosely everywhere. Also, actually, before I do that, I should darken this. Nope. I need to darken this layer. And we'll sort of... So I'm just hitting like kind of the bottom edge, ideally, of this canister, because that's what's going to be catching light from the jar. And then also I realized the edges should be a little bit brighter because the light's going to bounce off the wall. Even if it's like a dark wall, there's still going to be some light bouncing off that and then back on here. So we want to kind of on the edges of things have a little bit more light. And obviously, like, given the rendering style, things aren't going to be perfect, but and especially where I've already drawn lines, like where I made these demarcation marks like that, I can kind of go a little bit darker or less uniform, because what it's showing is that like there's a plane change, and that's going to cause lighting distortions, so it's not going to be symmetrical or even. Okay, so now we have this, and we can, okay. So we can push the, sorry, yeah. So now we're going to work on making this glow a little bit more. So maybe we'll go, we'll actually just make this a normal layer that has its, okay, wait, let me actually do it like this. We could do vivid light or hard light on this thing, and then it's like really glowing green. We still need to do the diffuse light around it, but like this kind of works. Softer light, I don't know. I think I like this because it shows some of the pink a little bit more. It's not overwhelming. I think I like this. I think moody, this is a little bit more moody. But what we can do is I can make another layer, and I'm just going to, I'm going to turn this to a normal layer for a second so I can just color pick the exact same color as this. I'll turn that back to soft light. Then on a new layer, I'm just going to use a very wide brush. Oops. Just making sure the brightest part is down here. And then the light's kind of just like moving up. I mean, it's going to be kind of everywhere, but I really do want the light to predominantly be, it'll like sneak around this. You'll see what I'm doing in a second, and it'll clean things up a little bit. But I need to just get the basic approximation of where I want the light here. Then I'm going to blur this. Big time. Like that. And then I can sort of like very gently carve back out the light that I don't want it, like I don't want it affecting everything. I don't want it affecting kind of the bottom part of this jar, like there needs to be a shadow here. The lighting on the ground can be less bright than the lighting on the wall because it's the light hits that and kind of comes down. Yeah. Then we have a brain jar. And then I can, I can come in and let's see. I could turn this opacity down a little bit, though, so it's not so stark. A little bit of a softer effect. And then I might actually push the shadow underneath this a little bit. Pushing the contrast so this like really kind of stays focused on this guy. The best thing to do won't type. Oh, I see you. You're back. I'm just gonna kind of come in and really just remove some of the light around the deepest shadows just to push a little bit more of that form. Trying to do it really subtly because it's pretty stark contrast, I think. But I feel like that's going to do a pretty good job. And I'm really just following the lines because the lines in a brain like are there really to represent like the fold in of like the brain matter. And so I'm just kind of following those along. And then, I need to check something real fast. This is all well and fun, but where are the colors? Colors. I gotta open. Sorry. Okay. I gotta look at my spreadsheet. I gotta remember what attribute this card is for. Brain jar. What does it do? If it play in the game, 5 tributes for each madness cultist. Okay. I gotta switch up, fam. This is why I'm glad I checked. Because okay. I gotta make this blue. More blue. Okay, wait. First, I'm not going to be able to do that and see both colors. I need to make this. Okay. We'll do it the opposite way. We'll do this color first, because this is going to be the dominant color. Shift it to, like a teal, like a blue-green. That's fine. That... just because that's the color. So it's plus 75, plus 48. I'm actually going to just do the exact same thing. 5, 48. and that should match. And you're like, okay, I kind of like the green better. The green and the pink kind of, there's something a little magical to it, to be honest. But because I need, so part of designing a cohesive body of work, at least in terms of game mechanics, is you want cards to be readable. And so that's why like Magic the Gathering was the first one to do this, right? They had red, black, green, blue, and white. And there's a full story about how like black is like the antithesis of white and kind of not green, and then red is not green, but it's like closer to black. Because anyway, they did a really good job of that. And when you look at those cards, you can tell beyond the border, you can also tell kind of what color it is just by the art. So if you ever go to if you ever find original Magic the Gathering illustrations, you can usually get an idea of what color the card is by just looking at the art because of the overall color composition. At least that's what they used to do. You do, let's see, like, I'm trying to find, I have some old cards here. Like, this is one of my favorite card illustrations. This is by Quentin Hoover. A Vesuvian doppelganger, right? And, like, if you look, it's, like, obviously the blue is from the card, but even the illustration is, like, blues and grays and whites. So you're like, oh, yeah, this is, like, a white card. Or, like, so this is a more recent card that one of my friends, Stephen Russell Black, illustrated. You look at this, Mind Devourer, I think. But it's like you can't even see it that well, but you just see how much darkness is around this. And so you're like, oh, like that's likely either a red or a black card. And yes, it's a black card. And so anyway, that's what I'm thinking of, right? Frenzy is a green and tan colors, right? Rot and bone. The rotting pustule is obviously rot. And so that is why this, if it's a madness card, if it buffs madness, I want to make it easier on players, so that's why it is predominantly the purple. So, but yeah, the purple goes with the blue. Like, it's not, a terrible thing by any means. But yeah. I'm about to run outside in my Crocs and shorts and do garbage. Wish me luck. Good luck. Good luck. I take out, like, my cat's, like, litter box litter, and I throw that out every night, usually after we feed them, around their last meal, around 11 o'clock at night, and it has been cold, and sometimes I'm like, I just gotta go run it out, and I forget that it is cold in my shorts and flip-flops, and it's cold. So anyway, okay, cool. So we got the brain jar, we have a rotting pustule. I like that we have, like, this is a good template for what idols can look like. And yeah, I think there's enough kind of reddish tones on here. Maybe I'll add a little bit more here. Let me turn these off. I want to add just a little bit more rust and kind of like grime on this, if that makes sense. Turn back that. And you could say, oh, maybe that's blood, or maybe it's rust. I don't know. I think it's rust, but it could be blood. Either way, you're not going to see it as much because it's going to get blown out. But, it's there. The detail's there. There's a little bit of, like, weird creepiness here. Oh, okay. One last thing I wanted to do right above the top layer is I'm going to get, like, this really kind of, like, white blue, and I'm going to fill in some of these bubbles, or the bottom side of the bubbles. because bubbles are pockets of air and they're going to catch light. Generally, they will be the color of the light that hits them. And also, but they do have form, so it's going to be on the bottom, not the top. So small details, but yeah, feeling pretty good. And I might bump. I might kind of push this a little bit, the lighting here, just to really kind of show that like it's lit from the bottom, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that reads better. So anyway, feeling good about that. Cool. Awesome. Let's go. Okay. We have time. That took 50 minutes. We definitely have time to do another before it's cat feeding time. Okay, let me grab my spreadsheet. What are we going to do next? We could do we could do the Gravedigger idol. That sounds fun. I think that's also a non. Oh wait, no, that's a bone thing. No, bone altar. What is the Gravedigger? Gravedigger. Oh, dude. Okay, so one thing I'm talking about going out in flip flops and it's just like 50 degrees. The fact that you're going snow out in the snow up to your mid calf. Good luck, dude. I hope you have some like warm socks or like a foot heater or like something you can put on. That's crazy. Did I? Okay, no, we did the all-seeing oracle. Okay, I got that one. How about the? Hey, would you rather do? You're a Viking. I'm not a Viking. Would you like to do? Should I do Tapestry of Flesh, or should I do the Gravedigger altar? Which one would you prefer? You get to choose. Gravedigger? All right. And then everyone expects the monster truck, and I'm like, why are you drawing shovels? And I'm like, come on, Gravedigger. Not. It's different. It's different, guys. All right. So let's Gravedigger it. Ooh, sorry. I don't know if we'll see. Okay, so I'm just gonna start sketching. In my mind, I kind of have like okay. In my mind, I could just draw this. I think what it is it's gonna be boards that have been nailed together like in a rudimentary cross. There's like nails here. There's maybe like a broken one here, and then a better nail there, or another broken nail on the side. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so it's gonna be like wood planks, and then it'll actually be buried in a mound of dirt. Maybe there's like grass, rocks. This will be not a straight line because there's rocks and dirt and like. I don't know. It's done in a big pile of earth. Or it would be actually interesting if like it's like in a basement, and so like like they've literally like cracked and removed like a they've like removed part of the cement in like a sub basement. You know, they've like broken it out, and there's like chips and parts of like old concrete there, and it's like cracked. Yeah, I like this idea. So it's like interior, but uh they've like they needed to touch the soil, you know what I mean? Okay, so it's like a weird cross, like it's a burial thing, just your usual Tuesday. Yeah, you know, we just broke through the foundation of our building to make a weird. We needed to get to the dirt, you know, the fun dirt. We're making the dirt. But then it's like there's like big shovel. There's shovels. Yeah. That form that are like buried in. And then I don't know, maybe there's like I think there needs to be a skull here or something. Touch grass. I don't gotta go outside to touch grass. I've got a full hole in my basement just for you guys. I think there's like a cow skull or something. Ooh, skull shaped handle or spade. That'd be kind of cool. Bone inlays. Yeah, we could do that. They went to like they like can cast the thing in resin themselves. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of skull this is. This isn't even like a real animal. Maybe it's some like weird demon thing. Cow vulture. Yeah. I love that. Totally cow vulture. Cow vulture. I think the eyes are too big. You gotta do. I tend to do really big eyes, but it's always like way creepier when you do like smaller eyes, you know? Um, and like weird fang teeth. Okay. Uh, okay. I don't even know what I'm doing really, to be honest. I'm like I should look up some reference because I don't draw cow skulls very often. But I don't know. Maybe it's not a cow. Maybe it's some weird demonic creature or something. But and then I feel like the okay, so this is like maybe barbed wire or something. I don't know. That would look pretty gnarly. It's like barbed wire, and then these things are uh, somehow like chained up. I think. Do I want? I don't know if I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna do barbed wire simply because I don't want to draw the individual links of a chain. I think a chain would actually make more sense, but having this be barbed wire wrapped is like, I don't know. Maybe cool, maybe not. I just like having I'm looking mainly at the shape of it, and I think like if you're worshiping this, it needs to be like at both, you know, terrifying, but also like worthy of something that you're worshiping, you know what I mean? So it's like the spades, you're worshiping the return of things. Maybe okay, so then and I think there's going to be like little candles. Yeah. Yeah, so there would be little candles in a circle. You have the earth and maybe a human skull here. We'll do a human skull down here. That makes sense. I don't know why I'm doing it so small when I can still zoom in. Cool, we'll have human skull there. And then, I don't know, and then like, I think bones sticking out, 2 bones, 1 on each side. And then that'd get like tied up. Like I'm all, it's like, it's like what is deserving of ritual, The bones are wrapped in barbed wire and then they go back up and they like wrap around this board. Okay. Cool. Yeah, they're like digging it up, like there's story here. We're making story. That's why he's so mad. Yeah, okay, we're working through it. Yeah, I think this is good, nice and creepy. We've got the spades. It's relatively centered, hopefully, kind of. Yeah, whatever. Centered enough for me. No, that's actually centered a little bit more. Okay. Make up your mind. I'm buried or not, pig. He's like, yeah. Oh, okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a candle too, right here on top of the skull, and it's like melting wax down. This thing's been up for a while. Yeah. Look at that. We've made ourselves like this is a proper demonic idol, I think, right? This is something like you would find in like True Detective, I think. I feel this is very True Detective-esque. You'd be like, that's kind of gross. They had the audacity to light a candle on his head. Sometimes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to... I think I'm just going to clean up this sketch because I actually like a lot about it, and I just need to make sure that it reads a little bit better. That's fine. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, we will... I'm going to turn this into a general, kind of a usual, just hard eraser to kind of clean up some of this now. You can always add stuff back. I don't really mind some of the texture, but I do need this to be just, cleaner, nicer. And like, I don't mind like this edge being sort of, you can see how thick that line is. I think especially if I'm like this is fine because it's like, oh, it's wood texture, like, oh. But this line, I want to be really sharp because this is like showing that it's like slightly tilted towards us, and this needs to show that it's slightly tilted away, because that's how perspective works. So this is like the thickness of the board, if that makes sense. I like that people never use like proper 2x4s to build these things, or they're always like old and decrepit, and like the edges are all moldy and like doing weird things. Like, this shouldn't this just be a hard line? You're like, no, absolutely not. We were gonna go rummage through the forest to find our 2x4s, as opposed to you know, buying them from Home Depot. Which cultist goes to Home Depot, you know? Probably a lot, to be honest, but I love that his name is Frank. Frank and his cow vulture. I'm glad you've like given him like a proper name. I'm just gonna redo this part. This is all like casting too much shadows. Too many shadows that I don't necessarily want or need. Clean this up. Darken that. I get. Oh, should I do like, we could do little tea lights in his eyes. That could be kind of neat. Okay, we might do that. Like, or like, I don't know, maybe the eyes will just glow. Maybe I won't explain it, you know? The eyes will just glow and you'll be like, what the hell is going on there? Simple Man was. Okay, let's do this proper. So barbed wire, the barbs are actually made of another piece of wire that's been twisted around. So it's tempting to just like make spikes, but if you add these little like extra texture around it, it actually uh, reads a lot better. Because wire is actually, it's like a wire, and then someone has like taken a sharp part, another wire, wrapped it around, and then left the edge out to like be the pointy part. So like that's actually what barbed wire is. So even if you're like simplifying it, having those little extra like parts that get wrapped around make it look way more believable. Even if it's, you know, like I would call this a pretty like cartoony style that I'm doing right now. I wouldn't call this like hyper realistic, really, just based on like how I'm rendering things and things like this. Very, not quite graphic, but not quite super rendered either. Definitely, this feels like it's definitely more of a comic, closer to comic books than, I don't know, than traditional fantasy illustrations or something. Well, I mean, if you're interested in backing the game come March, my friend, this card can be yours. This and every other card can be yours. You'll already get a special like shout out to thanks for helping me art direct and making things interesting. Okay, we got this weird thing. All right. Now more cleanup. Boop, boop. Cool, thanks. I'm glad you enjoy yourself as much as I do on these. I love that, like, with this bone idea for the handles, that, like, someone was like, you know what? We need to carve bone handles. And someone was like, we could just use wood. And they're like, no, no, no. We gotta make it. We gotta make this make sense, guys. It needs to be thematic. Stay on theme. We're worshiping demons here. We can't be half-hearted with our, the way we think about this. Someone's like, but wood would be really easy, and they're like, no, 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 it's a bone digger. We gotta we gotta take more of Frank. I like that also. For this story to make sense, Frank needed to be buried under concrete in someone's basement, in the foundation of like this wherever this cult is worshiping this in. Like, whoa, whose basement? It's like Frank's basement. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. Let's dig him up, but we need to take his legs first so he can't chase us when he gets disturbed. Poor Frank. Oops. Frank is really having a rough go, huh? I totally feel there had to be some damage to the wall where they were like where they were breaking the cement to dig through to make this dude's weird idol place. Oh, what? What the heck? Oh, I like moved the whole thing way off, of course. I was like, where'd the rest of my canvas go? So, take his home, take his cow, take his legs. I mean, that's if Frank ever comes back, you know? To be honest, if I took a dude's home, legs, and cow demon thing, I don't know if I'd actually be resurrecting that dude, you know what I mean? I'm like, there's a lot of people I could resurrect. The guy I stole his body from, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that's not who I'm going to resurrect now. But I don't know. You're worshiping a weird demon, so like maybe common sense like isn't your thing, you know what I mean? Like Who knows? Not me. I'm not a weird demon worshiper, at least not in real life. I just like to play one on TV. Yeah, we appreciate your sacrifice to the cult. Stay dead, you know? Just want to keep things nice and easy peasy. Okay. Okay, I want this top. And the bottom will be all dirt. The top is nice and inlaid, except for maybe some cracks. Just do like some, just adding some texture here and there to make sure, to make it be like, this is stone, right? This isn't just, this is concrete. Yeah, once it starts, I mean, it like that does it does. This is looking kind of Evil Deadish, you know. I didn't really think about that, like, but I was just thinking about the the like 2009, I think, or 2008 remake, the one with uh like the Fede Alvarez's remake, and I was just thinking of like the basement scene, and I was like, oh yeah, barbed wire, weird things. Like I'm like, oh, cool. I'm picking up that vibe. I get you. I get you. Oh yeah, that was a. What did you think of it compared to Rise? Yeah, Bruce can't. Yeah, the original is tough to beat, but I did think that was a pretty, like, if you're gonna do a remake, like I felt like they like did it proper justice. You know what I mean? Um, I wanted to like Rise a lot, but I do think and I don't think it was bad, but I do think that I don't know. I think the 2008 remake was kind of better. Yeah, the kills on Rise, I did think, I thought were better for sure. There's like different aspects of the movie I liked. I liked the remake for really like expanding the mythos and kind of like all of the homages. Um, what I you know, but I don't think I don't think they did too much though. That was my biggest complaint with Rise, is that like it felt like there were like aspects or homages that were less necessary, if that makes sense. You're like, oh, that's cool, but like that's really just there to be a throwback, and I didn't think it was like necessary for the plot or something. Yeah, considering modernizing it was, it was good. I liked it. I mean, I liked Rise, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's kind of, I don't know if you've seen Alien Romulus, um but I really liked Alien Romulus, except for some of the parts that felt like it was trying so hard to throw back to Aliens. Um, but the kid got thrown down the hall. Yeah, I like Romulus a lot, and I did feel like there were parts of it that I was like, you just did that for the fans, and you didn't have to do that. Like I felt there were like subtle throwbacks that I liked. That if you're like a huge Alien fan, you're like, oh, that was cool. But then there's some parts where you're like, you didn't need to do that. You totally didn't need to do that at all. Like this is so out of character. This doesn't make sense. Why are you doing this? And that was the part that like I didn't like about some of the throwback stuff. But as a whole, I thought Romulus was like super tense and scary as hell, and I liked it. But you know, we can everyone can have their own opinion. People can love the movie. I didn't dislike it. I just, thought there's stuff that could be better. Okay, we're almost done with the thing. Almost done. We're almost done with the line work, and then we get to the fun. Well, okay. Some people like the line work. I like the line work probably the least. I definitely like painting more. But to each their own. But I'm just like, oh, when can I get done with this? You would think by how much detail I sometimes put in things that I'm like all about the line work, but I'm very much like not, to be honest. I like color. The designing part's fun, but I do prefer painting a little bit more, coloring. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but you love the line work. That's cool. Like I said, like everyone has different parts of the process that they enjoy. It's like, yeah, I want to get to the painting. I do like that this style allows me to not have to be like super clean. Like there's all this like stuff, this shading that like I probably should get rid of, but I don't need to. I'll leave it. Like why? Because one, this is going to get printed, so I mean I might do like a postcard set of these, or like prints that people can get, but I'm doing this art so small that like doesn't really make sense for me to do prints that are bigger than like postcard size. I don't know, maybe I should change. It's too many that I would like to. I feel like I'm too far in making them 4 inches by 3 inches. That like I think it'll hold up if I stretch it to like 5x7 prints, but I don't know, 5x7, maybe 4x6. I feel like 5x7 could be stretching the quality. I'll have to do some tests. I'll have to do some tests soon. And by tests I mean like by soon I mean the next like month or so. But okay, we've got this tangent is super bothering me. See how nicer that looks? This looks kind of weird, but it looks so much nicer not coming out of this candle flame. There's a lot of tangents going on there. I'm not really happy with that, but like that one that was coming out of the flame was like super annoying to me. Just add in some lines here and there, some texture, maybe a splat of some sort. I don't know, greasiness, like we won't really even see it, but what is it normally? Yeah, so at 300 DPI, it's like 4.5 by 3.5. Because I mean, I'm printing it 2 by, what is this? Where's the business card? I'm printing it like 2.125 by like 1.75, right? Yeah, I don't like to think of it inches. I like to think of it as like percentage kind of. And so, but given that it's this small, I'm only gonna go a few inches more. I don't think this would last like at, 5 by 7 even. I don't know. I think style wise it might be okay. There's enough like looseness to this that I could potentially make it work at 5 by 7, but I just don't know if I want to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to merge that. Now it is just the keyline layer. Now we are going to start filling in color. Oh wait, no, one more. Just a little bit more dirt texture. Just to show that I got to do this bone better. This is a little messy, but I'm not super worried because I think the colors will make it very clear what's going on here. Plus, it's going to be tiny. Going to be tiny, everyone. Remember the tininess. Okay, so okay. So like, I don't know. I think like design wise, you don't necessarily want to let your colors do all the work, but sometimes you're like, you know what, the design decision has to be made with color in mind. And what I mean by that is that like this is a really busy piece. There's lots of little elements going on, and so I really have to think about what are the important parts that I need to make stand out, what parts are less important, and then how can I use the colors that I've got or the values or any of that part to like really make things stand out and clarify what things are. So like while the drawing I felt was slightly unclear as to what's going on, just even adding in that layer of color, you're already like, ooh, I get it now. Or at least I do. You're like, I don't get what you're saying, man. I'm like, I'm sorry. But we'll add in this wood color now. Thanks. I appreciate the vote of confidence, Wolfsbane. Alrighty. Oh, you know what? Like, I can't wait to figure out how to get the stream key from TikTok. I cannot wait. I am so excited. to try to figure that out. I was, like, to be honest, I was working, and then I had like 15 minutes before stream, and I was like, and I was kind of looking into it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get this done in time, fam. So that's why this is just Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch right now. I want to eventually be able to do all of them all the time, but during my usual stream hours, just to be able to do all of them. But someday, maybe. Switching to Lemonade. I gotta look into that. I saw that now, and I'm just like, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, how many cards left? 40 some. Yeah, we'll look into what Lemonade is. We can discuss in Discord. Wait, no, that's not true. Okay, let's see. I have confirmed. I have to check how playtest was going, because I could potentially get rid of some cards. But I think I need 41 unique illustrations that are not the other 50 that I have to do once the campaign starts, because I'm doing individual people's portraits if they want. I need to probably do like 2 or 3 of them. But so I need, let's see, 41. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 done. So 17 about 41. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Individual portraits. Yeah. So part of the, I'm going to do the skulls on their own layer. I'm going to do the bone and the candles. Everything else. Yeah. I'll make this a little bit darker. And a little bit darker. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it off so I can see things. Yeah. So backers. So there's going to be individual cultist cards, and each cultist has like a different attribute or mix of attributes. And there's like really, there's more ones that are more valuable. There's ones that are less valuable. And so, yeah, that's going to be another 40-ish cards. I think there's like 40, maybe it's 42. I forgot the exact number. I'm not going to do the math right now very well. Let's do red candles because that's just creepy. And so if backers want, they can pledge to have their portraits done in this kind of same style, and then they get to name the cultists. So they're literally part of the game. Because I think those are always fun, and I don't want to make it like too crazy too. Like I know like there's a video game that I backed on Kickstarter like 4 years ago. No, longer than that, like 8 years ago. And granted, it's like a crazy cool game, and they're finally coming out this year, and I'm super excited. But I only backed at the level that my name is in a like a roster. But some people could have backed at, or I could have backed, it was like really expensive, but to get my likeness like scanned and put into the game. And so there would be like a 3D model of me as a crazy inmate, like hopping around. So yeah, so hopefully it'll be a little bit more affordable, and people can send in a photo, and then I will paint kind of a version of them. And yeah, so then I'll have to paint all of those after the campaign closes. So I should just put the candles on top. That works. Sorry, I probably can't even see what I'm doing. I'm like just trying to get some color in here. Color in the dirt. In the dirt. Okay, keyline. So yeah, so the fact that like that's kind of what I'm hoping people will be really into, is the idea that they can customize, or they can get a custom portrait by backing the game, and so then your portrait is legit like part of a card game for all of eternity, or I don't know, you know what I mean. I don't know how many years of eternity it'll be, but you know, as long as someone holds the game, they will have, their face will be in this weird packet of like demonic cult cards. I mean, I also don't expect people to like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, I obviously have to come up with rules. Like people can't name, like I don't really want a cultist named like Farty McButtface. Like it's really funny and I get that. But I also want it to be like in theme with the game. So I think it might just be like, I don't really care what name it is as long as it feels like a serious name for a cultist. And it just has to be like a realistic name, just not Farty McButtface. Because I guarantee you, there is a part of me that would totally name my cultist Farty McButtface if I could. So yeah, slightly more serious names. You know, just like, yeah. And you don't have to, people wouldn't have to use their real name, you know, I'm not going to enforce that. But I think like Skeletor, even, you're kind of like, come on, man. Like, Skithulu, pick a real name. Pick a real name. So, Abraham Lincoln. I might take Abraham Lincoln. That's kind of funny. Because I feel like that's like a really funny thing. Like, what if you're named after like a super famous person, but you like end up looking nothing like that person? You know what I mean? You'd be like, and they're like, hey Abraham, and you're like, good old Abe Lincoln, and you'd be like, God damn it, I hate this. My name, like, I know, and people with the 4-7, and you're like, shut up. I'm not the president. That's just my name. And they're like, what are you talking about, Abe? Shut up. I can totally see that, like, being a legit thing. 98% more hair. But, like, imagine if your name was Abraham Lincoln. Like, I feel like that's, like, kind of rough, you know? Okay, I gotta do, I think I can do the can, yeah. I'll add more color to these in a second once I add the flames. I feel like the flames, I need to layer these. I'm starting to get confused. Candle, shovel, and this is like wood, dirt. Yeah, I would be happy. Who would be happy? You're like, now I have to live up to the stupid expectation of people thinking I'm gonna like free the slaves. It's like, I just want to make video games. Leave me alone. Oops, too much erasing. Okay. All right. What color flame should we do? This is the big question. Should we just do like a neon green flame? That could be kind of creepy, huh? Flames. I spelled it falms. Falams. Free the Frank, Abe. Abe's like, I don't want to. I just want to stay at home and play Call of Duty. I don't know. I'm not a first person shooter guy. I don't have the hand eye coordination of it. Okay, we're also do like a weird green glow out of here. Okay, we can start rendering now, I think. Oh, yeah, you're like, green flame on a red candle? That's weird. It is kind of weird, but I think it kind of works, so, like, we'll be okay. I do need to do a different color. I'm trying to do different color just to separate the planes between what the like the ground and then the background or the background wall. But I think I do kind of want to darken it, and then we'll add in some light later. Ooh, purple. That could look pretty legit. Purple could be cool. Ooh. I feel like it's a little bit harder to see than the green. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. That violet, like that hot pink, though. I do like the green or the purple. Maybe this, maybe hot pink. I laughed about the shovel. No, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it the green. It's like neon green. Yeah, we can. You know what? We can all. Yeah, we can try it in some ways. Light. I got quiet because I'm doing detailed work. Trying to be really quiet. Focused. If I don't talk, I know things better. I like they said, if I don't talk, I know things better. That's not even what I'm trying to do. I'm like, I can concentrate better. Life is hard. Okay. We'll get a little bit of... Yeah, sitting right, and you're like, ugh, like, pull back. Okay. I think this one I can then... I'll cheat in Gaussian blur out a little bit, maybe not as much. Ooh. Something went away. I don't know. What keeps disconnecting and reconnecting? I don't know. What is it? I don't know. I don't know. Can you hear that? That window, like that Windows doot thing? I hope not. It's embarrassing if it is. I can't. Oh God, it's me. I'm sorry. That's funny. Okay. All right. Now, is it... I'm just going to duplicate layers. Turn those off. Flatten it. Shift the hue to that hot pink. Pink looks pretty good. Green looks pretty good. Oh, maybe this could be something to vote on the campaign. Be like, you want the green lights or do you want the purple lights or pink lights? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but before we do that, it is time to render. So I got to make these the shadows on this bone darker. Yeah, the green is more vibrant. The purple, the pink purple though is like creepy though, and I kind of do like that. Okay, so we're doing the bone. Bone. You know, I realize like everything that's light should actually be tinted the color. So like, this is going to be a hard one for me to like fix, quote unquote. I'm probably just going to have to actually paint in the light on everything, but it is what it is. No, your computer did it. You're like, what? Ah! I'm sorry. Candle shovel. No, I'm going to do wood, dirt, new layer, clipping mask, dirt. just brushing that whole shadows in. Trying to give this just a little bit of dimensionality here. Oh, and then this is the wood too. No, sorry. I really want to do the shadow of the horns, but we wouldn't actually see it because the light's coming up and it would cast a shadow like there-ish. But we could have like, we could have some shadows from the barbed wire, especially depending on how tight it is. Ooh, I need to do that too. Here we go. Now that needs to be like super thin. Nope, have to come from here. Like that. Okay, this is kind of weird because there should be, whatever, it's fine. I was like, technically this would be not as dark because there's light coming from here. And I probably need to brighten and darken everything else up because candlelight is not very strong. So this wood is like really kind of bright, and it probably shouldn't be nearly as bright, to be honest. Oh, thanks, man. This is okay. We're running into the problem of lighting in general. Is that like the lighting is getting really dark on this? Let me see. Okay, now I think I lightened it up just a little bit, because otherwise I think it gets too lost. And I think like I'm also thinking about printing. Generally, printers when you're doing a lot of like creepy artwork like I do, you start realizing that printers generally print darker than you think. So by having it be a little bit lighter, it'll go dark and it'll probably look like what I think it looks like, if that makes sense. Yeah, because then like you need to be able to see what's going on somewhat. I mean, like in reality, like am I going to paint it realistically? You'd probably just see glimpses of things, but I do want you to be able to see what is going on. So yeah, that's just kind of what I'm considering here. Okay, candles. Oh, you know what I need? What will be nice? Yeah, keep it. Make sure it pops. Indeed. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with green for now, but okay, whatever. So I'm just gonna hit things with like a really vibrant light, and that'll definitely make things pop in the darkness. Because that's the piece of light I was sort of missing is this like bottom candlelight. Because edges of things pick up light, so I'm just gonna go back and like hit the edges of the shovel. Like this interior piece will get light. Top of the skull will be all green for the most part. Bones. And then what I need to do, actually, you know what? I need to quickly just shift this gray. Can I get it? No, that's not working. What's the best way to do this? Soft light, turn this down to like almost nothing. Just need to tint everything green, but I need to erase out the shadow area. Because the shadow, especially with green light, should look reddish. Or the shadows, because you always want the temperature of your light to not be the same temperature of your shadows. That's will help push your artwork much quicker towards like the realism vein. Is that you got green light, you get reddish shadows. You want red light, you get greenish shadows. You want blue light, you get orange shadows. You want orange light, you get bluish shadows. Just at least you don't have to make it like blue or red or whatever, but like they should, in comparison, simultaneous contrast will do that. You want to at least desaturate them compared to the color of your light. It's all, if you get a color wheel, it's all based on complementary colors, like what's across from the color wheel, and that will help you figure out how to do light shadow, because most of the time we have whitish yellow light, and so shadows go kind of purplish blue, because that's just kind of the opposite side of things, and so that's kind of how I think about it. But when you're doing like weird magical lighting like green, shadows are going to be kind of reddish, or at least warmer. So you just want the temperature to be different. So if it's a cool light, warm shadows. If it's a warm light, which is most things, then you get cool shadows. So that's like the quick and easy way of thinking about this. The last thing, I gotta go feed my cats. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a really tiny brush, and I'm going to hit some of the barbed wire, because that's metal and it's going to catch light. I need to just make this like 5, just tiny. I gotta go feed my cats. Feed the cats. Hey, hey. What up, Emily? How's it going? Yeah, I definitely have to do the barbed wire because the lighting doesn't really make sense without it. So, uh, feeding cat time. Before they turn me into Frank, yeah, they. I love that we've named the skeleton. Just like who's that? Oh, that's Frank. But see how like having the light, like when you have lighting on everything, that's what makes it like super pop, you know? You can see it. I guess like there should be reflected light and stuff on top of the things. Oh, it's stuck. What's stuck? Sorry, Emily. If I need custom graphics, I think I'll make them myself, but I appreciate you. Good luck. Good luck on the art hustle. All right. Cool, fam. I think we are. Oh, this. Okay. Oh, I'll do the teeth real fast. Okay. And okay, last. So cracks are actually three-dimensional, so they're gonna catch light on. I'm probably like overdoing this, but they're gonna catch light. So I don't know if you can even see that, but here's some little light action, and there we go. Okay, one last thing. Go, 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 go. Okay. I just needed to make the stain a stain. It doesn't have to be red or doesn't need to be blood. It just needs to be a stain on the wall. Something that stuff over there. Okay. Here we go, fam. The Gravedigger. I was probably subtly influenced by the green and black of the Gravedigger monster truck, but such is life. Anyway, cool. Thanks so much for hanging out, Wolfsbane. Always a pleasure to see you. Thanks, everybody. That's it. Oh, what up, Mick? How's it going? What's up, Cannibal Rose? Thanks for stopping by. I will be streaming next Monday, same time, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific, and Wednesday, hopefully, I'll be on TikTok at least. Wednesday night, 7:30 to 9:30-ish. But yeah, hopefully I can be on IG, YouTube, and Twitch as well. Anyway, we'll see if I figure it out in the next 2 days. Thanks so much. I'm off to feed the cats. GGGN. Peace out. And I will see you later. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.